Hello everyone, I want to introduce myself. My name is Francisco Sitorus. You can call me Chico. Born in Depok, West Java on 5 August 2000. I'm 20 years old. And now, I'm studying at Polytechnic Mechatronika Sanata Dharma in Yogyakarta. Today, I want to explain tips and tricks in using Adobe Photoshop. First, I will introduce Adobe Photoshop in general, its function, tools, and application in design. Adobe Photoshop is an image editor made by Adobe System that is devoted to photo or image editing and effect creation. This application needed by a designer as a basis for learning. There are many tools in Adobe Photoshop that can assist user in editing, so I will explain tools and function in Adobe Photoshop. First, in left, this is the toolbox. Many tools for selecting and modifying image. Number 2 is menu bars, contains the main commands to open, save, give effect, filter, and palette window. Number 3, palette wheel, contains a quick way to access the palette, to search for icon. And last, this is the palette, contains the small window for document or image work on. Okay, let's go to move in Adobe Photoshop. Number 1 is basic shape tools. So I will be describing how to create many shape tools and change the color. First, click icon shapes on the left. Create rectangle, ellipse, and polygon. Drag the shapes and hold key shift. To change the color, you can choose in the tab Properties. In this next Photoshop tips, I'm going to show you how can supercharge the spot with healing brush tool to much better result when you're retouching your portraits. Create a new layer and make sure that sample a layer is checked. So you may already know that with the spot healing all brush tool, you can click and drag to remove wrinkles and blemish. this next Photoshop tips, I'm going to show you a really cool tip to change the luminosity of your picture. Create new adjustment layer. For example, this picture is red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. And you can change the luminosity using this slider. Change blending mode from normal to luminosity. In this next Photoshop tips, I'm going to show you a technique to create non-destructive mask. Import background. Create rectangle and text layer. Follow instruction in this video. In this next Photoshop tips, I'm going to show you how to change Photoshop auto color correction. Click new layer and choose curve. You can go into the flyout menu and select auto option. And color correct this image. In this next Photoshop tips, I'm going to show you how to use color picker eyedropper. Click eyedropper tools in the toolbox. Choose the colors you want and you can already use the eyedropper. For example, use a brush and try the color in the picture. Okay, this is the last tips. I'm going to show you how to crop your picture. Click icon crop in the toolbox or type C on the keyboard to open crop tools. So I want to resize the picture. The picture has been cropped. Or you can using for second tricks in this video. Okay, this is the strength, weakness, and conclusion in using Adobe Photoshop. Number 1, Adobe Photoshop is simple and easy to operate. Number 2, Adobe Photoshop having many features. Number 3, can use to design or edit image or photos. And last, having a various format. For example is JPEG, AE, or PNG, and each other. Number 1, requires high computer specification. Number 2, the price is expensive. Number 3, Photoshop is not suitable for making magazine and brochure. So, I have explained the tips and tricks for using Adobe Photoshop. The conclusion is, this software is useful for designing, drawing, and editing. I like this software, overall good. Hopefully, this video can be of benefit to people who are interested in learning to editing using Adobe Photoshop.